All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. Happy New Year. It's 2024, and we are back here with Green White Checker TV for the Area 51 Racing League here at Daytona International Speedway. So you see that infield there. It's going to be getting very used here in the next coming week or so in iRacing. For last weekend was the Roar for the 24 2.4 hour race. Coming up this weekend in iRacing is the 24 Hours of Daytona, so you'll see a lot of that road course being used here shortly. Tonight we will be on that 2.5-mile oval here at Daytona International Speedway, and unfortunately I'd say tonight's kind of a somber one to kick off the season, but at the same time it's definitely bigger than all of us, and unfortunately is with the passing of Robert Jordan. So you can see, we saw the logo on the intro. You see the logo there, RJ Strong there down low. Unfortunately, some health issues, and so he has passed away. However, there will be a special event a week from tonight for Robert, raising money for his family, for expenses and all those things that unfortunately come with everything. So definitely want to give our sincerest condolences, thoughts and prayers to the Robert Jordan family, all his friends, and you're going to definitely see a lot of drivers here kind of repping him tonight with paint schemes, with the logos, and just that's kind of what we're here for tonight is kind of in memory of him, and hence also going away from tonight's normal 75 lap distance to 74, which will be doing the same thing on Thursday night for the Xfinity Series. So with that, I have my partner in crime, Matt Wagner, in the booth with me as always, so appreciate you as well, Matt. And we also have an exciting announcement to make as well, and that is that the Indy cars, and we can say it again, the Indy cars are back, and they will also be broadcasted on Green White Checker TV on Tuesday nights. And so, yeah, so we've got 3 nights on Green White Checker TV coming back here. Sunday nights the trucks, Tuesday nights the Indy cars, and Thursday nights the Xfinity Series. So definitely keep an eye out for those 3 series here tonight. But everything's wiped clean. We got some new names, new faces, got a few old names, updated paint schemes. So there's going to be a lot of adjusting, some team adjustments and all that. It's so exciting to kind of have that new season starting fresh. And but I think we're going to see a lot of the same great racing that we've come to expect from these drivers here at the Area 51 Racing League.
I'm just glad Tuesday nights are back.
Yeah, it's exciting to have that back. So it's gonna be an adjustment. I'm gonna have to get used to commentating on these cars again over there.
Yeah, you guys missed so much.
I was saying, and also, I mean, that was your baby.
That's my baby. There's been so many close races, so many good races you guys have not seen, and now we'll be able to broadcast that. And I'm just so excited. It's
going to be great. And I also need to mention one of our wonderful sponsors, 4D Racewear with Jim Herrick. Another season of sponsorship. Last season, I should say, he gave out racing shoes to our champions for the top 3 series. This season is going to be gloves for the season. Actually, I'm going to refer for that. It will be gloves, but not for the top 3 champions. We're going to be actually working on determining what the official plan is. We've been looking into either maybe doing like a raffle for those that complete the most laps, or attend the most races, things of that nature, to try to keep the participation up, and that way it kind of opens up more possibilities for potential winners. So definitely we'll be announcing that formally in the Area 51 Discord as well. So, but yeah, I really want to thank 4D Racewear for supporting the league, and he's been huge for Area 51. And with that, Matt, qualifying has just completed, and we've got an old friend up at the front. He's kind of hit or miss when he's here, but when he's here, you kind of expect to see him up front, and that is going to be our man Sebastian Marin on pole position here tonight by 0.02 of a second over Gabe Butler. Row 2 is Steve Korosek, Kevin Fries, Cody Nagels, Vicente Guerrero there. Row 3, Eric Laurie, Richard Sanchez, Tom Dixon, Charles Johnson here in 9th and 10th. 11th on back there, you've got Robert Morrison in number 11 position, Giovanni Acapinti in 12th. And we're going to be scrolling a bunch here because we got a lot of drivers here tonight. James Mohan, Nathan Warner, Seth Groover, Patrick Groover right together, Austin Call, Nick Wing, Rudy Doden, Dude Conrad, Jason Bogart, Joe Delavecchia, Gary Winters, and Jim Brooks. But yet we're still scrolling. We got Brian Grimm, Ambrose Nabel, Jacob Lee, Bud Steele, Bob Fitzgerald, Frank Ranger Jr., Corey Buskirk, Dean Wilkinson, Hondo Longmire, and Donnie Lee. 34 trucks scheduled to run here tonight, Matt. So far, we've got all but about 5 trucks have gridded, so we are going to have a full house here tonight, and I am here for it.
Good Lord. That's a lot of trucks.
It is, and saying it's great though. I mean, it shows again we're getting a great truck counts here. So I think right now we have 3 trucks yet to finalize their gridding, and then we will be underway here in just a moment. And again, so the race distance 74 laps here tonight. It will be 1 fast pair available for these trucks and 3 green-white checkered attempts should they need it. Again, scheduled distance is 74 laps here tonight. Again, in memory of Robert Jordan. And again, really want to thank some of the guys that have been able to kind of put some of his logos on their trucks and just everything that they've been doing for the league. You see one going right there with him, with his face, everything on the hood. I think that is Robert Morrison, who's actually honoring him by running that number 74 truck here tonight. And yeah, good to have you back as well, Karen. I say love having you here supporting your boys. I'll say you're definitely one of the most dedicated fans on the channel. So thank you so much. And of course, Django, Chris, I say loved seeing you yesterday and looking forward to having you back in the booth as well when you're not doing your day job of importantly being a dad. And yeah, you see right here that number 06 truck here of Cody Nagels. So he is one that's been putting a lot of legwork into that, into working with Robert Jordan. I talked to him a little bit pre-race, developed a really good friendship with him. Vicente Guerrero, I believe, this 14 truck, kind of running the paint scheme that he ran, or I should say the most recent paint scheme that was run by Robert. And then also, like I mentioned, that 74 truck right here, that Limitless truck there, being driven by Robert Morrison. So love the respect and saying that's kind of what this is. It's always bigger than all of us, and we all come together when something like this happens. So, but I say once the green flag flies on Matt, everybody's going to be thinking race, and I'm seeing a lot of teammates towards the front here between these boot knockers and some of the Dale Cup guys, but I feel like they've kind of they work together, so they're going to be a tough group to get around here tonight at Daytona.
Yeah, I can make it look easy. I'm just not on the track. No, I'm just kidding.
You're just doing them a solid, giving them a chance.
Yeah, I'm just giving them a chance. No, I'm just kidding. These guys are way better than I am. I belong on the Indy side. So, hear that? We're going green, Gaio.
Yeah, we are. Pace Truck is just about to jump in here. We have it on that flag, man. And we are waiting for that green flag to fly to kick us off for our 2024 season. Green flag is out, and we are down and away. Lap number 1 underway for the 2024 season here on Green White Checker TV with the Area 51 Racing League. As it is Sebastian Marin leading the way, but wasting no time as Steve Korosek, though, jumping to his outside, entering 1.
As what I saw in the most recent update of this truck. So, looks like the high line is pretty much the preferred groove. That's what I saw here in some of the other races I've participated in. So, look forward to that high line be coming into play when we come down to the final moments of this race.
Yeah, and you'll see a lot of 2 wide racing here. The third lane will come into play, but probably not right away. It'll take some time for that third lane to kind of become, I think, appealing. And also the fuel number in these trucks should be in the low 20 range. I believe it should be in the range where these guys are going to need to make 3 stops on fuel. That's kind of the way they try to make it, to kind of give the drivers opportunity to spread it out and practice their pit stop entries. And man, look at that 27, I should say, of Steve Korosek. He's working both lanes right here. We're going to actually jump off the back of this truck and watch him here down the back. You see Sebastian Marin to his inside there. But he's working it early. He just wants to try to see how he can control this race early on.
That's pretty good. They're not really much aggressive this early during the race. No one, keep in mind, you got to keep their car clean. You got to have a truck to win the race there, Gaio.
Yeah, it's the old to finish first, you must first finish. And I say, like I said, some of the moves you watch, it looks like they're making these big, crazy moves, but they're actually pretty tame, and they're really well controlled because they know exactly what they're doing. They know the guys they're racing with. They're with them week in and week out. And then one truck we do need to mention, Dude Conrad. He is on track. Unfortunately, he missed the initial grid, but he is here as well in that number '80 or sorry, the '08 machine. Actually, I think it's normally the number 8, but we'll figure that out for the future. And then also a new face to the league. Unfortunately, he's dropped out of the draft, though. That is the 88 here of Donnie Lee. Say he is now one of the additional teammates of the Highlighter Bros, of Jacob Lee and Hondo Longmire. And yes, there is relation. That is the dad of Jacob Lee. So, I mean, obviously, you know me, Matt, on the bias, but love the family affair when in racing, being able to race with your friends and your family. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I raced another league in the father and son race. It's pretty cool. Watching them argue every now and then. It's kind of fun over the radio.
So then we got to talk about family and say there's nowhere farther to go, and that's going to be the Gruber brothers, the 32 and the 54, Seth and Patrick Gruber. You know that's what Mom wants to see here tonight, and they have locked onto each other. Right now they're just kind of cruising just outside the top 20, but again, they're not going too crazy yet, although you see the 54 there, Patrick peeking to the outside of his brother. I think he's just kind of getting a view to see what's going on and actually, let's go ahead and let's hop on board with Patrick here because you need to see what's going on around you. When you're just locked on behind somebody, all you see is that truck in front of you. And so there's times where, you duck out because you just want to see what's going on in front. And so you may not be trying to pass somebody, you want to have a better view because otherwise you're at the risk of hoping that nothing happens in front of you.
Yeah, so to your left of your car, that is the A post. That is one of the main, as you'd say, part of the roll cage there. So when you're facing right inside that truck, it is so hard to see up to your left side there. It's just very obstructing. And when you're looking dead, pushing the truck, you just it's looking at the spoiler right in front of you. It's kind of rough, and it's all hearsay. Hopefully your teammates can tell you that there's a wreck coming. Hopefully you don't get involved.
Yeah, and that's exactly, you hope that they call it out quick enough, basically. And I'll say we definitely got to jump on. We got a fan vote here. That is for Mr. Jason Bogart in that number 10 truck. So now I was chatting with him pre-race, and he's done a wonderful job here with short nose, getting that Robert Jordan paint scheme put together in memory, and the RJ Strong on him. So big shout out to Jason right now. Here right now just running in the 21st spot again, right where he qualified actually, but I think he's just kind of in cruise control. You see Jim Brooks in front of him, Dean Wilkinson right behind him, and the really good looking 28 truck of Nick Wing right in front there, that Ray Bestis truck. That's a bit of a throwback paint scheme, but man, it looks so good. And Nick's always had a knack for finding these really nice paint schemes. I don't know if he's making them or if he's finding them, but they look really nice on track. So shout out to Nick.
Paints on. I can't see that.
Yeah, you gotta show off the good looking schemes. But up front though, continues to be the 23 and the 27, kind of controlling the pace of this race right now with Steve Krosek and Sebastian Marin. What it does mean though is that they're burning the most fuel out of anybody here, Matt. And we're only on lap number 7 here, but it's going to start getting to that time where we'll have to start talking about fuel mileage because, again, those two will be the first to hit pit road should we get to green flag pit window. And then everybody else might be able to go a little further than them, and it's always nice to have maybe an extra friend or two on pit road. Although there's also such a thing as having too many trucks on pit road at the same time. So we'll have to see if we get to that point what the strategy is going to be there as well. Jump around here. We're going to find some of our highest climbers at the moment. I'm not going to say things are calm because there's still a lot of movement going on. Right now, we got 2 tied for highest climbers right now, Matt. That is going to be that 6 truck right here of Bud Steele, that Navy Ford F-150. And actually now just surpassing him is the number 55 Dean Wilkinson in that Cheerwine F-150.
That is a slick scheme.
It really is, yeah. Plus 13 positions now for Dean. And I think I saw one truck dropping back a little bit. Oh, I think was that Joe Della Vecchia? Or I thought I saw a truck with a little bit of a connection hiccup. It may have been Nathan Warner here, and I think that's why he chose to drop back. So that said, the leaders are coming up on lap traffic. That's going to be Dude Conrad in the 08. And they're going to go ahead and swing by him on the outside. And what you see right there, Matt, again, what Dude's doing here, he's just going to that third lane, let everybody by. But now he can slot in right behind these 2 trucks on the middle lane and be able to just kind of hold the draft. But I think he actually wants to maybe drop all the way to the back just in case there's yellow. He doesn't want to be anywhere near it.
Also new to the series is that 37 truck, Nate Warner. You talked about him a little bit. He's raced, I raced him pretty good over at Monday nights over at OP Racing League. This guy is a really good racer, so look him to be a threat later in the race.
Yeah, no, so it's nice to get some new names and faces over here. You see some of the teammates here of Gary Winters, Rudy Doda, and they had a really good end of the season last season, so I think they're working on trying to do the same thing here. Right now, just kind of cruise control early on. Also, great to see Joe Della Vecchia. We just mentioned him a minute ago in the 052, having him back. And then a new, I don't say new to the league, I think it's just maybe a return to the league. Brian Grimm in the 321 truck, working with Dean Wilkinson and Charles Johnson with TW Motorsports, so really nice to have Brian back as well in that 321 truck. So they said a few new names, new faces, but then also a lot of kind of return names and faces. So yeah, it's really great to see those guys back here. And Matt, we're about halfway through a fuel run here, so I'll say there's going to be a point now where some of these guys are actually going to have to really start considering how they want to approach this. Do you want to maybe short pit, stay out of the main pack, and try to get a nice clean entry and exit with your teammates? Do you want to run it far and see if you can maybe kind of pull that overcut? Because you can pit here without losing a lap. So I mean, there is some strategy to go ahead and run it long, or so I should say to short pit and stay on the lead lap. But have to keep an eye. But I'm watching Tom Dixon here. He's been kind of peeking at that third lane. I feel like he's thinking if he wants to try to make that third lane move in that Team Extreme truck with his teammate on the inside. James Mohan on the outside, his teammate Tom Dixon, I should say, on the inside. Apologies, I'll say mix those two up there. Oh, got a little bit of contact. Cody Nagel's got a little bit of a bump.
We got a wreck. We got a wreck.
Big one. Yeah, you're right. Caution is out. Everybody's trying to get checked up. Oh, we got some contact. And this is going to be one of those wrecks where it's not who was in it, it's who was not in it. And that little hiccup by Cody Nagels may have been the perfect thing to save him, because he just snuck through that as well. But that is definitely a big one here at Daytona for our first incident of the race. And actually, I think Cody's engine may have blown up. That's kind of, I don't want to say triggered it, but I think that's why Cody was all backed like he was. So I'm going to back it down here. I'm going to first focus on Cody dropping off track, or dropping positions, I should say. So let me find Cody here. And we're going to back it up. And also, I got to also mention, this is going to be our first instant replay, and we've got a sponsorship. That is Import Logic Performance sponsoring our replays here for the Sunday SuperTruck series. So big shout out to them for jumping on board here, supporters of the Highlighter Bros. I got to find Cody. Here we go. And let me back it down a little bit more. All right, so we're gonna watch a little closer, and we're going to watch that 06 truck. You see him down on the inside. You see a little flame come out, and right there's a smoke. Yeah, that engine blew up, so Cody got too hot, couldn't cool it back down, and that's what happened to Cody. But then I think what happened afterwards was kind of the reaction to that. We're going to watch up front here and see. And, actually, I think what happened is the field got kind of stacked up here. They're trying to get around the 088 here of Donnie Lee, and I think it was just unfortunately, contact there between the 088 and the 88 in front of the field. And so just unfortunate. We saw earlier with Jude Conrad, he went to the top there to kind of let the lappers go by, let the leaders go by as a lapper. Unfortunately, it didn't work quite as well there for Donnie. But again, new to the league, and I think just kind of trying to learn a little bit, and that's definitely a bit of a trial by fire situation there. So I think that's what happened there. And you see, again, it's going to be one of those who wasn't involved in this wreck, unfortunately. You see the 21, the 43 getting a little piece, the 28's in there as well. The 000, ton of damage as well, Matt. So, yeah, a lot of trucks here caught up in this one. A handful going through the grass as well. So we'll jump back live, though. And again, really want to thank Import Logic Performance for our replay sponsorship here for the Green White Checker TV and the Area 51 Racing League for the Sunday night series. As you see right now, the top 5 already left pit road. And we had a number of trucks, though, Matt, that are going to be getting extensive damage repairs. So while damage repairs are going on, we're going to step away. We got to shout out another sponsor, and that is going to be our 4D Racehorse. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
40 Racewear, makers of the ultimate sim racing shoes and custom apparel designed for sim racing by sim racers. 40 racing shoes are engineered to connect racers to the pedals in a way no other racing shoe can, all the while giving you the comfort needed to complete those double and triple stints. Visit 40racewear.com and check out the latest sim racing products that let you connect to your sim.
All right, so as you can see, the lights are off of the pace truck. And so we had a handful of drivers here. Matt top off on that one to go. Looks like Bud Steele's the first of those in the 6 truck. And then from Jim Brooks on forward, he opted just to pit the first time by. And we got a mixed bag. Looks like the top about 4, Sebastian Marin, Steve Krosek, Gabe Butler, Ambrose Nabel, they all went ahead and just took 2 tires. And then I believe Dean Wilkinson on back went ahead and went with 4. And then, like I said, then there's the drivers that topped off there on that one to go as well. So it really does shake the running order up a little bit here. We got Ambrose Nabel now up to 4th, 22 spots gained. Dean Wilkinson up 27 now. Honda Longmire up there now as well, plus 24. So, you see everybody trying to get themselves organized here for this restart. And I do believe Dude Conrad back now on the lead lap after that caution. He was the beneficiary of that. So everybody's trying to get themselves back sorted here. You can see the field all trying to get organized back up. And I'll say we're going to unfortunately have a handful of trucks here.
Very bad. Excuse.
Yeah, so we got a handful of trucks here that are going to miss the field here on this restart. I'll say everybody's trying to get themselves organized. So yeah, so you see, you can already see here Steve and Sebastian. Sebastian getting pinched pretty hard there by that 27. As green flag is back out and we are back underway. And actually Steve gets quicker through the gears here. I think they're going to try to get lined up. Nope, can't quite do it. Sebastian's going to nose back ahead here as they head into one. And I'll have to double check, but I see the 10, unfortunately, of Jason Bogart is pretty much out of the draft here, unfortunately. For Jason Bogart, and I think Vicente might follow the draft as well in that 14, but that's, again, new year, new season. Everybody's trying to get familiar with everything, and so there's going to be a little bit of those growing pains that we talked about, but like I said, we still got plenty of racing left to go here tonight, only on lap number 16 of 74, as right now that 23 and 27 continue to lead the way. But yeah, so with that little hiccup though, Matt, we've got a little bit of a separation. You see Brian Grimm there. He will catch back up to them. Bud Steele, Austin Call. However, it's now already 2 packs here. Gary Winters, James Mohan. Actually, I think Gary Winters just had some connectivity issues because I actually don't see him at the moment. So we'll have to watch out for the 66. And then, yeah, I think we have some drivers kind of having unideal pit penalties. Kevin Freeze and then Rick Sanchez, I think, as well. So I think, again, some people that weren't lined up quite correctly. And it's a tough one to do because you always want to try to make things as fair as you can for everybody. And unfortunately, sometimes the way to make it the most fair is to just not be able to clear penalties. And so that's what we have here, unfortunately. some of these drivers having to serve penalties because otherwise there's just no way of being able to kind of track it real time. So like I said, everybody's going to be learning and improving as the season goes on, and these little hiccups I think will become less and less frequent here. But right now, lap 18, Matt, and again, it's kind of been the Steve and Sebastian show early on this first third of the race. Got a Honda Longmire fan here in the chat. Let's go find that Honda Longmire. There he is.
I apologize for that guy. I had an unexpected visitor come on my lap here. I do apologize.
Oh, no worries.
She unplugged my microphone. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, I have a cat, guys, so I apologize for that.
I've been there, done that too. We got our four-legged broadcasting associates. There's Hondo Longmire right now sitting in 13th spot. I think he was backing up to try to pick up his teammate Jacob Lee. The two of the three highlighter bros here tonight. I think they had a little involvement in that incident, but they're back and rolling here. And in the main pack, I think that right now is a critical juncture of this race, Matt, is to be in this main pack, because right now 17th is Bob Fitzgerald, and they're about 7 seconds back from the group in front, and it's not moving forward right here. So they're going to have to try to work together. You can see some big pushes being made by the 28 and the 06, but then they got a little off center, so they have to regroup and get back after it here. But right now, like I said, up front still seems to be this 23 and 27. And and then like I said, the rest of the field kind of spread out right now. The question is going to be the lucky dog battle, Matt. And right now, I believe actually does look like it's actually Duke Conrad still who's in the lucky dog spot. I thought he got his lap back. Unfortunately, I was mistaken. He's still showing our first truck one down. Second is Frank Ranger in the 17 truck in this pack right here. And then Corey Buskirk right there behind him in that 998. And then Rick Sanchez and Kevin Freeze had to serve those pit penalties, unfortunately. That sit 30th and 31st with having to make that green flag stop. So they're also just one down. But yeah, everything's a little stretched out right now.
I think it was kind of due to that the 66 of Gary Winters having a little bit unexpected cough from the connection wise, and it really kind of split the field in two. They got one pack is they're about 9 seconds apart from each other right now.
Yeah, Ticker's not going the right way. They're about 2 seconds laps slower at the moment, I think. And what's also happened, though, as I'm watching, is they're starting to reorganize. You see now Vicente and Cody, they're lining up side by side with each other. But if they get locked on just like they're going to do now, those two are a very, very strong duo. So I could see them trying to close that gap back up now, working together. However, for Cody, he's got to be careful because, big wobble for Dean Wilkinson, gets it locked back in. But, man, that was tight there for 55. Really quick hands there, able to get it settled back in. What I was about to mention, too, though, is that Gabe Butler, I was about to say, was finally able to lead the inside line. But Sebastian saw that coming and said, not so fast. I'm going to go ahead and hang on to that top spot here. But now he jumps back up top. Now Gabe gets that run to the bottom. Dean Wilkinson going to become Gabe's pusher. And we'll see if maybe they can try to see if they can get that stranglehold that the 23 and 27 had. See if they can knock them off the top spot for a bit. So as they run right now, Jason Bogart's the last truck on the lead lap. However, unfortunately, he doesn't have a lot of drafting help. We'll focus him on that 10 truck right there. He's about to pick up another truck, which I don't think it's Gary Winters. I'm trying to check what car number that was. I think it's the 37 of Nathan Warner. Yeah, it is. Yeah. So that'll help him a little bit. But then what he's going to have to do is he's going to have to try to stay a little bit aggressive and stay near this. He needs to tag onto this main pack once they catch him, because at this point it's not an if but when. As you see now, the 088 here, he's going to drop to the apron. Yeah. But this makes me a little nervous too, because Daytona and Talladega are two very different animals on the apron. It's a lot. You have to go a lot slower here at Daytona, so hopefully he's able to hang it down to the bottom. And yeah, he does a great job. So again, had a little mistake on the first go around, learned from it, adjusted, made a great change there. Unfortunately, it's going to cost him a lot of track position there, time wise. But I mean, that's what you hope for, Matt. Is you maybe make a mistake the first time around. Okay, what did I do wrong? All right, let me learn from it. Let me improve, and then He changes a decision. Instead of trying to run the top side this time, he says, I'm just going to go apron, and I feel like that's the safer way to go. So that's all you really can ask for from these drivers, that they kind of learn and improve, and hats off to them for doing that. And here they come, though, Matt. They're going to catch that 10 and the 37, which will put the 10 truck of Jason Bogart one lap down here, and right there is where Duke Conrad now takes over that lucky dog position. Right. So this is where Jason now, he needs to just slot in here if he can, these two behind Eric Laurie, and then just play it safe right now. Save some fuel and try to see what you can do, and maybe get back into this race, because again, we're not even halfway through it. We just right now crossed lap number 25, so still got a third of the race to go.
So, oh boy, I'm ecstatic. This is turn of events. Right now, I'm just gonna look at lap times here between Vince back there and Sebastian Mayer. Sebastian Mayer ran a 47.39 to
47.80 this time. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was I think the previous lap it was quicker for Cody and Vicente. I think this lap, and the thing is too, again, they're staying single file like they are. So Cody has to be careful. He's already lost one motor, and so he's out of faster pairs. So for Cody, he can push for a while, but then at some point he's going to have to try to let that thing breathe, and he'll have to be a little more cautious about it. So that, again, when you have to breathe it a little bit, you're going to lose a little bit of time. It's going to kind of slow things up. But then I've also heard theories. Everybody kind of has that theory. Is it single file faster? Is double file faster? And I've heard people say that if you have enough trucks running 2x2 like this lead pack is actually quicker than running in a big single file line. So it's kind of interesting, the kind of the two trains of thought behind it. But I mean, it also doesn't help when you've got amazing pushers like Joe Della Vecchia and Gabe Butler kind of pushing that lead pack. So that is never a bad thing to have.
No, that's not bad at all. I mean, if I'm up there in the front, do you want them guys back there to catch up? No. It's hopefully caution don't come out, and hope things go the rest of the way. But I'm not jinxing anything. No complicated occurs, nothing.
Yeah, it's
same old.
Yeah, it's a definitely risk versus reward. Where how hard do you want to push to make sure it stays in this? Because right now you've got a 16 car pack basically. From Steve and Sebastian back to Austin Call in the 64. So yeah, it's that risk versus reward. Again, but what's happening is the same thing though right now. These two trucks up front, they're burning the most fuel out of everybody from around this pack here, probably from the 9, 32, 54. These guys are all probably saving a good bit of fuel here, and maybe they can shorten their pit stop a little bit, or try to maybe do that overcut, or even just maybe take a little bit less fuel and pit with some of the guys up front. So there's a lot of options kind of out there for how you want to run this thing. So, and the next they mentioned, Matt, they pit on lap 13, which means we're getting right to that window here, probably around lap 30, like I'd say mid 30s, probably about 32 to 34 range. I'm going to say it's probably about the pit window here. Again, new season, getting all the fuel mileage things kind of dialed in. We do run reduced fuel here at Area 51 to kind of promote the extra pit stops and green flag racing. So these guys aren't running the full tanks of fuel in these trucks here. Ooh, little bobble there. You see the Joe Della Vecchia. He's actually had kind of dropped up to the third lane. Not sure if that's by choice or maybe got shuffled out.
That looked like by choice.
So yeah, maybe he's thinking it's time to cruise a little bit here.
Yeah, don't want to get involved in anything right now. Look kind of Harry's hand. Things don't feel right. Drop to the back.
What that does do, though, is that finally gets the 23 and 27 now to the outside, where now Gabe and Dean can try to work this inside line here. Again, they've been close, but they haven't been able to push through yet. And you can see right here, Sebastian Marin can't clear Gabe Butler. Now Gabe gets that surge down the back with a great push by Dean, and he's going to start to nose ahead through that turn. Of course, the shorter distance will push you a little bit further forward, but then the momentum out of the exits of the turns will go back to the outside line. But also, I mean, I was watching there. I don't think Steve was at all separated from Sebastian through that whole set of turns in 3 and 4. So great pushing here by Steve Karosek as well. And once again, Sebastian just jumps right back in front of Gabe there, kind of control the pace of this thing here.
Yeah, he's notorious for that.
Yeah, these guys are very good at what they do, and Say they make it look easy, which is just the craziest thing. And you see now Steve actually clears as well. So now you only got 2 trucks up top, and one of those is Dude Conrad. Again, he's right now the first truck one down. If he can here, this could be huge for him. Actually, I think you see Gabe Butler. He's giving it a gap. Yep, he's going to let Dude slide in right now. And these guys are thinking pit stops here. So I think even being a lap down, Dude is going to pit with this lead pack. There goes the 321. And we got a single file train coming up here, Matt. As you see, they're going to now catch that 25 and the 5 trucks of Rick Sanchez and Kevin Freeze. That's going to turn them now down a lap. But again, once right there, you see Dude Conrad, who gets by him. Now, Dude, once again, is the first truck one down. Actually, I'm sorry, that puts them 2 down, I mistakenly said.
Yeah.
So, yes, they're 2 down. You see, unfortunately, there, I think that might be Tom Dixon here dropping to the bottom, letting these guys all go. So, yeah, just not a good break for these guys so far here tonight. But, again, a lot of racing left to go here. Still not quite halfway.
It's only race 1. But, as I told these guys pre-race, we do have a drop week.
Oh, I think the 9 thought about pitting and kind of decided against it.
We got some takers, Gael.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Highlighter group.
Oh, no, Honda Longmire, a little bit too much rear brake. And, more contact in the back there, the 10 as well. So, unfortunately, not the ideal pit entry these guys are hoping for. A little bit of a miscue there. And then, yeah, here comes the second pack. They're all coming in now together. So, unfortunately, it's going to really mess up some of those guys that tried that short pit strategy. You see Jacob Lee leaving now. And you see Cody's going to try to get in as others are coming out. And just this is where that traffic jam comes into play. So, unfortunate contact for the 43. But we got to jump up front, Matt, because I think we're going to see the leaders ducking probably this time.
Good news for those guys. They're going to drop back to the second pack. Say they won't be alone.
Oh, look at Steve Krosek. That looked a little hot to me, Matt. We'll have to wait and see. But that looked like a pretty quick entry for the 27, 23 on pit road. So pretty much this whole pack here on. And looks like everybody is in safely here. Now they got to make sure they hit their pit stalls. And, Steve overshoots his pit stall. Has to reverse a tiny bit. That's going to slow him down. Looks like Sebastian Marin hits his cleanly. So now it's just how much tire, if any tires are not fuel. And look at Gabe Butler. He's going to get a good jump. And look at Dean Wilkinson. He's going to jump to the front here on that pit exit. Great job by Dean here. So he's going to net the lead of this race at the moment as he tries to get himself back up through the gears here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how well Kevin Freeze can try and stay in front of this group here, and that in Rick Sanchez, so they can try and get back though, 1 lap down. Be interesting to see.
Big bumps being made by these top 3 guys trying to get up to speed here as quick as they can. So right now Dean Wilkinson leads Gabe Butler, Patrick Gruber, then Sebastian Marin, and then like you mentioned, there's the 5 truck Rick Sanchez. And so Rick needs to find some friends here. He can't just sit here 2 down. He's going to have to try to find someone that'll push him forward. But remember what you talked about, Matt? If you can kind of separate the pack a little bit, that's what they're trying to do right now. Charles Johnson is 5th in this pack. But then here, just about a second back is Brian Grimm. He's got the other Groover brother, Seth. And then you've got the 8 truck once more of Dude Conrad. And then you've got, who's that with them there? Steve Krosek and then Kevin Freeze. So basically, the top 5 are trying to push themselves away, and then the second pack are trying to pull themselves back in. And the second pack's going to get there. They're close enough. The ticker's going the right way, but they are going to have a 9 truck breakaway here, Matt, because Austin calls the next group, and he's got Jim Brooks, Bud Steele, Ambrose Nabel, but they're about 4 seconds back, and it's growing for that lead. So that breakaway, that pit stop, it changed the complexion of this race. We now have a 8 truck breakaway here for lead lap trucks. But like you said, though, I think the strategy is going to have to be here is going to have to be, big move there by the 32 jumping to the top side. I think the 25 and the 5 are going to have to get aggressive and find a way to get in front of these leaders to get from 2 down to 1 down, because that's going to be extremely important here. As right now, I believe the first truck 1 lap down is, I think it's still Dude Conrad, if I'm not mistaken, in that number 08 truck.
You are absolutely correct, and he's in this pack right here.
So Dude's in a good spot here. And unfortunately, we did have a retirement. It looks like I think Joe Della Vecchia has retired from the events in that 052, unfortunately. However, though, the pit stop is kind of the first thing to break the stranglehold of the 23 and 27 trucks. As I'm looking,
Whoa!
they change angles. Yeah, you start to see everybody jumping around here, and here comes the movement. You see the 54. I think he's jumped up to try to pick up his brother in the 32, but now he's got to go middle because he sees the momentum shifting to Charles Johnson, and we'll see how this goes. But man, again, Matt, they have that breakaway, but they're staying very aggressive right now. And I don't think it's to keep the pace up. I think it's just they want to be up front here. And now you got the 5 here. Now he's going to lock onto the 88. And so if he can get that 88 clear of the 23, maybe Gabe jumps top, and that gives that opportunity we were just talking about to Rick. Oh, contact.
Oh, we got a wreck.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, Charles Johnson, Steve Krosek. However, no caution. Both trucks stayed pointed forward. So we will stay green here. And unfortunately, I'll say they're going to have to try to keep going.
The draft here.
Yes, I think they are. Let's go back. We'll take a quick look one more time here. We'll watch on our Import Logic replay. Let's pull it up here. We're watching the 9, and we're watching that number 27 truck. It's going to pull it up to speed here as they came out of turn number 4. You see the 27 peak outside, and just kind of look like they're going for the same real estate, honestly. I can't really fault anybody there, as the 9 is on pit road here. We'll jump back live as we are now 3x3 here for a little bit. Now we go back to 2 wide racing, and still Gabe trying to lead the inside. Sebastian lead that outside line. And yeah, I do believe, though, that contact does knock Steve Krosek out of that main draft here. He's already fallen back to that group of Jim Brooks and company. So that 8 lead pack group is now down to 6 after that contact. And Seth's going to need some help here because he's right on the tail end of it, not quite tagging on like he'd like to. And then the leaders are about to approach some lap traffic here too, Matt.
I'm going to give big shout out to that 321 truck, Brian Grimm. Hanging tough with these guys, man.
A little bit of miscommunication there. 1 to the apron, 2 to the top. Third one now going to the top, so it looks like everybody's going to get through clean, but you always get a little nervous in those situations. But again, these guys are adapting pretty well here, and everybody gets through clean here. So what I think you've got to see here is, I think right now you see Kevin Freeze, he's stuck up top on his own here. I think the 5 and the 25 got to try to work together, Matt. If they can find a friend, say, hey, if you can push me to the front, I'll work with you, something like that. But right now they just don't have the organization to get that done. Is now Steve Krosek also on pit road in the 27 truck getting damage repairs.
Look at the move.
There you go. That's a perfect move here by that 5. He's got help now. The question, I think he needs at least one more truck here. As you see, Dean's going to stay low. And I was going to say, Kevin needs to go top. Freeze. Yep. This is the right move here by Rick here.
Oh, yeah. You're going to have to.
And so right there, he's got just a nose ahead. So right now he is 1 lap down instead of the 2 down. So now he does clear. He's going to drop low, and that's actually going to now net the lead to Patrick Gruber that time by. And now again, Sebastian is going to try to push this 54 for all he's worth because he wants to get himself in that same position. But obviously Kevin being the pusher is kind of the opposite of where you'd want to be. So I'll kind of wait and see how that one's going to shake out. But right now, it still is that 5 here of Rick Sanchez that's able to stay now 1 down instead of 2 down. You see they're going around the 74 truck. Robert Morrison is unfortunately was damaged earlier.
Right. Again,
just very respectful. Moves up and out of the way. Lets the leaders continue this race on. Because next time by, Matt, we're down to 34 laps to go in this one. And right now, it's still Patrick Gruber now leading the way with that help from Kevin Freeze.
I bet Kevin's thinking like, hey, I want my lap back too. You know?
Yeah, but what do you do right now? You're kind of pinned here. I think really the only thing Kevin could have maybe done is if Gabe maybe slotted back a little bit and let him kind of jump in line, and then maybe Gabe could have tried to push Kevin in front as well. But again, that's trying to do a lot of organization when you're going 180 here at Daytona. You see now Steve Krosek also now going to get knocked down a lap in that 27 truck. And that is going to open up the battle, I believe, with Steve with, actually, I think it's Gary Winters right now. That's the first truck 1 down after all said and done in the 66 machine here. Was unfortunately, Dude Connor fell off that pack. He's trying to catch back up here. So yeah, so dude's trying to work his way back up there. But so right now, actually put Gary Winters in the lucky dog position.
No.
Oh no, Eric Laurie.
Eric Laurie.
Apologies, yeah.
Because Eric Laurie is right in front of Gary. They're nose to tail.
And Steve's about to tag back onto the. So we're gonna have a 3-truck battle for the lucky dog. And I just saw a big wiggle out of the 54. Kevin is pushing him for all he is worth right now. And now you got the brother there as well of Seth trying to help that second line, I should say, as well, trying to get cleared up there. And so again, that's going to be what Kevin's hoping is if he can get the 54 clear, maybe then he has a chance. But then again, his competition's also kind of that 5-truck as well. So yeah, these guys they're going for it. I mean, you can see the little wiggles just every push. We're going to jump back a little bit, Matt. Around 7th place is Austin Call. This has been kind of what they've been doing for the last, last 10 laps or so since the pit stop. Austin Call, Bud Steele, Jim Brooks, Ambrose Nabel, they've just been running as a foursome here. Right now, still 12 seconds off the lead pack, but running pretty similar lap times, a little slower. And then the group that kind of got knocked off the pack prior to all of this, Cody Nagels, let's say they are running good laps, a little quicker as well, but again, right now, everybody's hoping for yellow except this lead pack here of the 6 drivers. Otherwise, everybody's thinking, yeah, I'm ready for a little bit of a reset here as we cross right now. 31 to go.
You know, Steve Krosek may come into a little of a play here with maybe might push Kevin Freeze up. Whoa!
Oh, that was close.
Good Lord! It was Steve Krosek in that 27 gave Kevin Freeze like the push-to-pusher move, and it launched the 54 of Patrick Gruber up to the lead.
Yeah,
but
so
now, look what this does now, Gael. This puts the 25 of Kevin Freeze in position to try to get one of his laps back now.
Yeah, and this is now for Kevin. Because now he needs to try to clear the 5 or 54, or at least get next to the 54 and be just a nose ahead of him. I say, unfortunately for the 5-truck, now that kind of puts him right back behind. And honestly, this might be almost an option where if you're the 5-truck here, maybe don't push the 54 as hard and try to slot in behind the 27, because if you can get 3 trucks that are either a lap down or tail end the lead lap, that's still being ahead of the leader. So you almost want to gang up on the 54 if you're those 3 trucks, I would think. So there's a lot of strategy that you could actually pull here. And again, it's easier said than done. It's also a lot easier when you're sitting up here watching them do it versus being in the trucks trying to hang on to these things with these big pushes that they're making. So, but that said, Matt, we're down to 30 to go here. Pit window is going to be opening in, let's see, pit at lap 32.
Very soon.
Yeah, about 7 more laps. We'll probably see pit stops one more time. And I don't know if they can make it to the end from there because, again, 74-lap race, I feel like they're going to have to save some fuel or make a splash at the very end potentially. So we're going to have to watch really closely when they hit pit road. I think it's been about 20 laps on the mark. So I think if they pit outside of 20 to go, I'm going to say that fuel window is not going to work for these guys, and there's going to be a splash at the end.
Yeah. I'm thinking no tires black on the pit.
Yeah, it just depends on the fuel. Again, with the reduced fuel, if you took 4 tires, you'd be waiting on tires. There's kind of that magic number of 2 if it's lefts or rights, which is the quicker way to go. But look at this, though. Sebastian Marin, he's going to actually pick up his teammate here, Steve Krosek. He's going to jump top. Kevin Freeze now clears. And so what this will do now is, again, puts Kevin to just 1 lap down.
I see what's going on here.
But now Sebastian able to put Steve to be the tail end of the lead lap. So actually, this is also a good break for the first. Now the first truck one down would actually be Eric Laurie in the 071, as long as that 27 is ahead of the 23 and the 54. So right now, the 2 lead trucks in this pack are both either 1 lap down or tail end of the lead lap. And you see right there that little surge by the 54 that puts the 27 back down a lap. So that's where the strategy is right now, is how aggressive do you take it here?
By the way, a little update on what is it? Also called Jim Brooks, Bud Steele. You're still 14 seconds behind of this lead pack here, and also the Cody Eagles, Vince Guerrero, and Jacob Lee.
Oh my goodness!
23 seconds behind our leader now.
Something just happened to Corey Buskirk here. We're going to go back. I'm going to watch this again.
Oh,
Pull up
boy.
our Import Logic replay here. Watch this 998 here. I don't know if this was... Yeah, this was an attempted pit entry, and Cone gets taken out, and then he's just on the throttle here, and
Weird.
gives Jim Brooks a little bit of a scare there, but everybody's able to hold on to it, stay on the lead or stay on the track.
Oh my God! Now I just see the very end of it. Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, that's a wake up call there. And yeah, so unfortunately, Hondo had a bit of a pit stop miscue, and so that's how he's fallen back into the 28th position. So he's in a pack, and actually, as I said, here comes some pit stops for this group in front. That is Cody Nagels, Vicente Guerrero, and company. Hondo's going to go ahead and join them on pit road here. And I think that's the right call. And you see Jacob Lee's right there with them. So unfortunately, just, a bit of a pit road miscue, and so that's kind of set him back. And this is a short pit strategy for that group. They're thinking, okay, we know we got to make 2 stops. Let's do something a little different. And here's the reaction. And so we're going to have about 4 or 5 trucks. It looks like. Actually, I think Eric Laurie's going to make it 6, and they're all getting woed down. I think, whoops, wrong group of trucks there. Apologies. And here goes Dean Wilkinson. He hits his pit stall. Here comes Patrick. He's working on the 5 truck as well. Jim Brooks, Austin Call Company here. They all come in together. And surprisingly, I really thought these guys had to pit early. So I think these guys are actually deciding, you know what, we're going to pit early knowing we can't make it. So this is a strategy call here, Matt.
It looks like Rick Sanchez took no tires, right side tires for the 54 to 55. And Corey Buskirk there.
So let's see if the reaction continues. And yep, here they all come. They're going to come all in together here. So that's going to actually complete our pit stop for this round. So we will still have one more scheduled round of green flag pit stops. You see everybody's kind of 3 wide here, but they'll get themselves organized. They know where each other qualified. So Sebastian winning pole position. So he's going to kind of come right across the nose of the 27. And yeah, there they go, just right in use. And look at Gabe slot in there perfectly as well. So just really, really good timing for these guys. So now it's all about who got in and out of pit road the best. And right now you see Patrick Gruber, he's locked on to the 5 here, Rick Sanchez. So we're going to watch them here as they build up speed, because right now it's actually Seth Gruber who won that race out of pit road by a fair margin, I must say, too. So hats off to Seth on that one. Oh, actually, really I'm sorry. Steve Krosek. I apologize. Steve Krosek got out first, but again, he's tailing lead lap right now. So yeah, but right now Seth is the net leader of this race. So now just waiting for everybody to cycle around here.
Yeah, I'm watching them going down the backside. They're at full speed. I don't know, Gail.
I'm trying to double check for Eric Laurie in the 071 because he's ahead of those guys as well. Did he get another penalty?
Who was that now?
Eric Laurie in the 071. I'm trying to see if he's 1 down or 2 down. Yeah, he got held. He had a 51-second pit stop, so he was too quick on entry. So unfortunately, I think Eric is, tail end of 1 lap down, about to be 2. So he needs to try to stay in front here. But watch what's going to happen here. Yeah, and that's exactly what I was expecting. Is the 32 is going to jump top, but Sebastian is going to stick with Steve here. And then now you got the brothers lined up in the middle.
Look at the 5. Look at the outside, the very outside of the lane. Look at the run.
Yeah, Dean Wilkinson and Brian Grimm, TW teammates, they're going to clear the middle. They drop to the 2nd lane now. Oh, man. These guys are getting dicey. They're trying to keep that momentum built up. So you've got a lot of teammates here, Matt, but all in kind of very different situations. You've got the 27's the tail end of the lead lap now being pushed by his teammate. As you see, here comes the 5. He's going to jump top because, again, he wants to try to get back to 1 down instead of 2 down. There's a lot to fight for here, and same thing for Gabe and Kevin. Kevin's right now kind of showing 2 down. Gabe's on the lead lap here. Brian Grimm and Dean Wilkinson, they're both on the lead lap, so those are 2 teammates that are actually kind of working together in kind of normal situation. And then the same here for Patrick and Seth Gruber.
It's like Rick's on back there.
Yeah, they're going to have to regroup, I think, build some momentum back up. You see them going around the 08. I believe that is Bob Fitzgerald. It is in the Air Force Toyota. He's going to try to see if he can slot back down here right now, showing in the 19th position. And there he goes. He's going to grab a spot right there behind Gary Winters, hopefully still in the draft. And so what I am noticing though, Matt, is after that pit stop cycle, leaders are still all here together. Austin Call and Company with Jim Brooks and Bud Steele, they're still about, it's grown to about 18 seconds, so the lead is really stretched out. However, Cody Nagels, Vicente Guerrero and Company, they have closed the gap on that group in front. They're only 6 seconds away now from 7th place on back. So these 4 trucks, I believe it is, Jacob Lee, who's on there? Cody Nagels, Vicente Guerrero, Nick Wing, and Jacob Lee. So those 4 could try to fight for a top 10 in this one before things are all said and done. So still a lot going on, but I was going to do it, then they got crazy. Let's go and run through the field here, Matt. We're going to start off with our leader. That is Sebastian Marin, who started in first, currently is in first. Second place, Gabe Butler, started second, currently second. In third, did not qualify third. He is plus 29, and that is Dean Wilkinson. And we talk about Brian Grimm in that 321 truck sitting in fourth. Patrick Groover is in the top 5 in that 54. And then right behind him, his brother Seth Groover is plus 9 in 6th position. And those are the top 6 in this lead pack. Then you jump back about almost 19 seconds to Austin Call. He started 17th up into 7th. Bud Steele from 28th to 8th. And then Jim Brooks up 15 into 9th. And then Ambrose Nabel from 26th to 10th. And that's that second pack. That finishes our top 10. Then again, go about 5.5 seconds back. Cody Nagels here in 11th. Vicente Guerrero right behind him sitting in 12th position. Then you got Nick Wing in that Ray Bestis truck there in 13th. Jacob Lee, one of the highlighter bros, in 14th position. And then you got to go about 9 seconds back to Giovanni Occhipinti here in that 000. And that was quite the picture for Jacob Lee, I think it was, or I'll have to double check who that was, but or maybe even Nick Wing even. So Giovanni here 15th. Rudy Doden here is in 16th in that number 80. And then you get to the tail end of the lead lap, and that is the 27 of Steve Krosek. So those are our lead lap cars. We'll take a pause for just a moment, keep an eye on things going on up front, because I can hear Matt getting excited about something there.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, so far looks like we're still staying pretty single. So let's jump over to our drivers a lap or more down. We're going to kick it off with, at the moment, Gary Winters in the 66 truck is currently the first truck 1 lap down. Then you have Bob Fitzgerald, who's unfortunately kind of off on his own here, about 14 seconds and growing. And actually, those are the only 2 trucks 1 lap down here, Matt. After that, you go to Kevin Fries, who's sitting 2 down in that number 25 truck. So then that's where the kind of everything is you got Kevin right there. Rick's also 2 down. Eric Lorry's also 2 down. And then same thing, unfortunately, goes for Robert Morrison here, Jason Bogart, Frank Ranger Jr., and I think it's even more for some of these other guys like Corey Buskirk, yes, 3 down. Honda Longmire 3 down as well, and then Nathan Warner and them I think are 4+ down. So it's been I wouldn't say attrition. It's just that first pit stop really shook up our running order here tonight. And so now, Matt, now it's all about decision time. When do you pit here? Because we are in the window. Everybody can make it to the end from here. Do you consider short pitting, see maybe you can kind of sneak away from some of these guys, or do you say, you know what, we want to settle this amongst ourselves, we're just going to stay in this pack, kind of keep building the gap on the guys behind us until we absolutely have to pit? Because honestly, really, it's only this pack here that can pit and not lose a lap. Anybody else like Austin Call on back, if they pit, they're losing a lap because they're too far back. Right now it's almost 21 seconds between Sebastian Marin to Austin Call. So it's just, you can see right here, they're coming through 3 and 4 to start finish line now. They are on the dot. There they go across the line. There's leaders at the middle of the backstretch. So they're a half a lap down on the dot. And like I mentioned, the timing is starting to go the right way still for Cody and Vicente and them. They're only now 4 seconds away from that group of 4 of Austin Call, Bud Steele, Jim Brooks, and Ambrose Nabel. And yes, Okami, to give you an update, yes, so there's always a chance to get laps back in iRacing, as well as with the way the rules are set up in Area 51 Racing League. So what happens is, at the time of, if a caution comes out, at that point, the field is frozen, and so the first truck 1 lap down in this case would be the 66 of Rudy Doden. He would automatically get 1 lap back. However, if he's involved in the incident, it would then go to the next truck eligible, which in this case would be Bob Fitzgerald. Or I meant Gary Winters. I'm sorry. Apologies. I think Gary Winters is the first truck 1 down. So then it kind of just continues that way. However, what you can also do is if the leaders all hit pit road and you say, you know what, I'm going to gamble and there's going to be a quick yellow, like let's say like a Hondo Longmire, Hondo could stay out when everybody else pits, get 1 of those laps back, and then if a caution comes out, then he would have gained, basically he would have net gained that lap. So there are opportunities when there's as many trucks a lap down as there are right now. It is a little bit more difficult to make that happen. So, and to say now that we're getting to closing stages of the race as well, 14 to go here, it's definitely a little tougher as well. But so there's always a chance for these drivers to get laps back. Hopefully my explanation made sense, but it's all still to play for here, especially with 6 to go. There's a lot to play for here, and it's definitely they definitely set it up where you can kind of always have a chance, and you never know how it's going to shake out. So. All right, Matt, what's your call here? If you're in this top 6 leader pack here, what do you want to do here?
What do I want to do? Save fuel, 100%.
Well,
go in there, take a splash of fuel, take 0 tires, try to get, hopefully you get somebody in communication with you to do the same thing, off and out.
So you've got 2 trucks together, the 27-23. We know they can work together. You got the 25, the 88, and the 071. They'll work together as well. The 55 and 321 for TW, they are also locked on with each other in a team. You've got the Gruber brothers, they would work together as well. So I mean, pretty much everybody's got a dancing partner in this one, in the top 6 here. So
we got some interesting developments here, Gael. We got lap traffic head. The leaders are headed this way. Oh, we got 1 car in the wall. Woo! Steven had to take evasive action, go down toward the double yellow there.
Yeah, Kevin Freeze had a big moment.
Yeah.
Oh, he's still trying to catch that truck. Unfortunately, I think the 74. I think he had the tow. It looks like Kevin had the tow as well.
No.
That didn't look great. We had a couple go to pit road, unfortunately, from that one. And oh man, as soon as I say that, and I was about to mention too, is I wasn't sure how quick they were going to catch the lappers. Would it be worth pitting before you caught those lap cars or not? And unfortunately, in this case, it looks like it probably would have been. And I think, Cody and Company, they've caught that pack with Bud Steele, Jim Brooks, and the 64 Boston Call.
These drivers are racing for position here.
So and you're right though. I'd say it's still the Lucky Dogs and all that are going to come into play here as well, but. That kind of separated the field out a little bit, and that's why they're doing what they're doing, because they're trying to stay in the best position they can. So the leaders are going to have to try to kind of pick their way through here a little bit, and top 2 have done so nicely. It looks like 3rd and 4th are going to get through as well cleanly. Really, the ones that kind of ended up the worst out of all this are really kind of Patrick Groover, Gabe Butler, Eric Laurie, Seth Groover. Like those guys are about 1.4 seconds off. They're going to still catch this pack here, but they're not right on lockstep with the top 4 now, or top 3, I should say now. And we're down to 10 to go here, Matt.
Yeah, now bunch everybody up together. Now we got a huge pack.
Yeah, this is where I'd almost consider short pitting if I'm Gabe here. But the problem is you lost Kevin Freeze as a teammate now, as a pusher. So I don't know if it's worth the risk. And you see, though, they're going to jump top here. They're going to pick up the 54. I think they're going to try to start working their way, kind of work their way back up to the main pack here. And they pitted at lap 49, lap 50. So based on that number, they can go about 5 more laps, I think, until they absolutely have to pit. So there's a few more laps open here. As you see, Bob Fitzgerald, he's on pit road now before the leaders got to him. And then, here comes the 54. He's going to, looks like, be able to grab onto these guys here for Patrick. And then Seth is not too far back there as well. He's trying to kind of tag back in here as well. So, that's unfortunate, but also, this is going to get interesting here.
Something interesting is happening right now. Well, it looked like Gabe Butler was going to go with the 54, but The 54 decided to tuck into the bottom line. Looks like Giovanni is bailing out.
I
Bottom
think,
lane.
yeah, I think he kind of, yeah, that transition's a little dangerous. I think he may have got a little bit of a squeeze job there if the leader's trying to get lined up. And here you go. Here's the first call here. You've got Dean Wilkinson. You've got Patrick Gruber, Brian Grimm. So these are three of our leaders coming in together. So that's going to leave Sebastian Marin, Gabe Butler, and Patrick Gruber, or sorry, Seth Gruber. I apologize. So a little bit of a mixed bag here of who's pitting when. And the one thing that could help them here is you can see there was a little separation from the front two to third. So this lap time will slow down a little bit here. But again, they can pit and get out there without losing a lap. And just waiting to see their pit stall times, make sure that they don't get held or anything like that. And it looks like, yeah, everybody's good. Dean, Patrick, Brian, they're all out of pit road already. So now we'll watch, do we see an instant reaction, or do they say, no, we can go further, we're going to wait still. So, and it looks like reaction. Yep, here they come. And it's going to be another big group here. You got Gabe, you got Seth, you got Sebastian, and then you got, oh no. Oh my goodness, Steve.
My goodness.
He's been loose almost every pit stop. And now they're going to have to try to squeeze in here. You see
get it all.
Buzz Steele's trying to come out of pit road. Some of these guys are coming in pit road. Make sure they don't step on each other's toes. Looks like everybody's clean and through. And so this is where now also, if you're those drivers that are a lap or more down, if you've got the fuel, you go as far as you can here. And somehow, I don't know how Steve still was able to get out there in second, but great pit stop for him. And so, yeah, he's going to roll out here right behind his teammate. And so, he's going to play helper as best as he can here. But now we're going to jump out the back of Sebastian's truck. I know he's a good drifter here. So we'll see if he can hang on to this truck. 'Cause this is a very tricky pit exit. And it's really easy to kick the back out. And it looks like, yeah, and they're going. And that's a great pit stop for these guys. And, again, a little separation for them.
Again, look at the 55, 54, and the 321. They got a huge built up on momentum, but are they going to catch Sebastian?
They'll get there, but I don't think they'll have enough momentum just to blow his doors off. So I think job is done for Sebastian and Steve. They're working together. Gabe and Eric are going to get there. The Groovers are going to get there. So I think we're going to stay with these 5 lead pack trucks here, or 6, I apologize, for the win of this race here. And it looks like I think the pit stop cycle has completed now. And I do need to note that Cody and Vicente, they have, like we just talked about, they've moved up to 6 and 7. But we're going to jump back to leaders because here it goes. They're going to go middle, and they're going to get split here.
I think Rick Sanchez is trying to make some new friends around here.
And you can see they are squeezing, and the 32 clears, but the 5 can't clear. Oh my goodness, big wiggles. Seth Gruber's going to now lead that middle lane, but he's going to be in trouble here because at some point that 23 is going to probably try to jump, and as soon as he does, the 27's going with him. But we're coming across here, Matt, 5 to go. You also see there's Patrick, though, still in the 54. So Seth isn't hung out to dry here, and you see there he goes. He clears the bottom line, and I don't know. I think if I was Seth here, I would have stayed middle.
Yes, I would have stayed with the Marin.
Oh, big pushes.
Oh my God, that was a little bit hairy there.
And then don't forget about Dean Wilkinson, Brian Grimm. They're still right there in this picture here, so they still have a great chance as well to win this race. And now they move to the second lane, so they can try to build some momentum up and jump to that third lane once the time is right. I see Sebastian now, he clears, but just like we talked about, though, he's going to stay middle here. I think that is the right call. I think the middle's where you want to be. But now we also have to talk about, Matt, is engine management. Make sure your oil temperatures, make sure your water temperatures are where they need to be. Because if you get these things too hot, you're going to get them overheating.
Here comes the third lane, Gael.
They're looking, but I don't think they have the momentum.
Who's going to pop out? Nope.
That was a big push by Rick onto the 54 of Patrick there, but yeah, not quite enough yet. And that's the problem right now is Patrick and Seth are separated. They want to work together here.
Yeah. So I may look at, no, they're going to duck down by the bottom line there.
Yeah, the problem is they're just the numbers right now. You've got 6 trucks up top, 3 on the bottom. And what Gabe is going to need is he's going to need Eric to be pretty much locked onto his bumper to kind of help that bottom lane. And the third lane is going to happen, and it's going to probably be Dean and Brian. The question is just when and how big of a run can they get it. But Right now, though, it's right now between Sebastian and Seth. 3 to go here at Daytona.
Oh my goodness! I'm just waiting for that third lane to come and play here, Gaio, because it's coming.
And I think, honestly, I think the best bet for Patrick Gruber is to try to lead that third lane once Dean and Brian go for it. So if he sees the run going, I think if he can jump up top. As soon as I say that, though, if you look what happened now, though, the 27 actually has cleared the 23. He's jumped to the bottom side of the 23, I should say. And this is actually a good opportunity for Sebastian, because what this allows now is almost has his teammate that can almost hold up that outside line. I'm not suggesting that's what's happening, but he only has to fight now 1 truck to his side instead of the 2 trucks. So I'm curious how this one's going to pan out the way they are, but we got 2 to go here, Matt.
Maybe the 54 and the 5 will go up on the third lane to pass the 27.
I think at some point they're
Never
going to
know.
have to try to ditch the 27. I think that's
Yeah.
going to have to happen. Because
Yeah.
even if they clear him, I don't think Steve's going to go ahead and jump in front of his teammate there, because it won't benefit Sebastian. So I think this is the opportunity right here is, Sebastian actually clears. He gets back to the middle. And I was going to say the move needs to happen after they clear that lap truck, because now they've got clean air in front of them. And we got the white flag, so we're going to finish this under regulation 74 laps. Who is going to get there first? Will it be Sebastian Marin? Could it be one of the Gruber brothers? Or can Gabe Butler, Dean Wilkinson, or Brian Grimm find a way to get to victory lane? A great push here through 1 and 2, though. Look at the 32 right next to the 23.
Look at that push get Gabe hitting the 32 there.
Yep, here comes the third lane. You see the 5. I think 5's trying to get out of the way, and so that's kind of bobbled everybody into the middle lane here. And right now, it looks like it's going to be a 2-horse race here between 32 and 23.
Yeah, looks like it. I don't think the 54, 55 really can't hook up to the outside lane, but
Here we
here
go.
we come. Well, look at that third lane. No, they don't have no
Out of
momentum,
4, a
but
little
going
bit
to
of
the checkered.
contact. Oh, that's close.
The 32, got it.
We'll wait to double check it here at the line. It shows on the ticker there Seth Gruber's got the win. That's going to be another one of those thousandths of a second, though. But
Wow.
right now showing that this number 32 truck is our race winner. But we won't be able to see the formal results here until the very end. But what we can do, Matt, let's go back here and let's take a look at that finish. Once I find it, there we go. We're going to focus on Seth here as he comes through the start-finish line. So we'll slow it down here once we get a little closer. And we'll try to see if we can unofficially see who it was. Because you never know with that slide. It really changed the momentum. And it looks like Seth drifts across the line ahead of Sebastian. Man, what a finish there at the end. And so, yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that one. And then not to forget what was going on behind them, but then further back here, this is the battle for 7th place here. You got Nick Wing, you got Cody Nagels, Vicente Guerrero's right there, Austin Call, Jim Brooks, and then also the 21 Jacob Lee. So this is all battled again. Oh my goodness, contact in the back there. I couldn't tell what truck that was. They got into the back of somebody there as well. That unfortunately I think took out Jacob Lee, if I'm not mistaken. And then just some big pushes being made here at the end. Oh, a little bit of contact there as well. And it looks like the 28 grabs that spot. And they all go around spinning at the end as well. So some crazy finishes here. However, we'll jump back live once more. And we're going to pull up our final results. And we'll see what timing and scoring says, Matt. And it says by 0.003 of a second, Seth Gruber is our race winner over Sebastian Marin. Gabe Butler going to round out in 3rd. And then you got Patrick Gruber, Dean Wilkinson there rounding out our top 5. Brian Grimm in 6th. And then we saw that battle there for 7th on back. Nick Wing, then Cody Nagels, Austin Call, Vicente Guerrero, and Jim Brooks and Jacob Lee rounding out our lead lap finishers. And then just he tried, just never got the yellow. Steve Krosek, Ambrose Nabel, Bud Steele, Giovanni Acapinti, Gary Winters, and Eric Laurie are top 18. And then, unfortunately, some drivers not the nights they're hoping for. Rick Sanchez there, 19th. Bob Fitzgerald, Rudy Doden, Jason Bogart, Corey Buskirk, Hondo Longmire, Robert Morrison, Nathan Warner, Frank Ranger Jr., and Kevin Fries. And then we get to the final finishers here tonight. Tom Dixon, Donnie Lee, Dude Conrad, Charles Johnson, James Mohan, and Joe Della Vecchia. So, Matt, with that, we got to chat with some fellas. And we're going to kick it off with our third place finisher, our defending champion. That is going to be the number 88 of Gabe Butler. So we're going to hunt Gabe down here and bring him on in as we grab that number 88 truck. And Gabe, we had 34 trucks tonight, and it was exciting to put it lightly there. And man, I mean, you had teammates, but I say it was kind of not the situation you're hoping for. Some incidents that didn't bring out yellows, some early season, I feel like maybe mistakes, some learning curves for some guys that are going to kind of, I think, probably have to be improved as we move on. But I feel like probably for you tonight, with everything that went on track, to be able to come out with a top three is still a pretty good result for you.
Oh yeah, happy enough with that. Just I don't know, your typical opening night jitters with some new drivers and unfamiliar faces, but I mean, it generally starts out that way, and as the season progresses, hopefully we'll get better and make it even more exciting.
Yeah, so it was, I mean, again, just the one yellow, but definitely a couple coulda, shoulda yellows. But I mean, we mentioned during the broadcast that the only fair way we know is to run it through iRacing. I mean, were there any of those that you were around where you maybe like, I wish that was a yellow, or were you kind of happy the way the race played out there with it going so green there at the end?
Well, I'm of the thought process that let iRacing control it, and I'm not in a position to see all the time if it's 2 or 10 cars, but if they all go off the track, then iRacing's not going to call it. So there's no way for admins to really see that at the time unless you have a designated race control. But I mean, I think overall it went okay. We just have to make guys more aware of, when the pack's coming up on them and you get organized before the restart. We were going to throw an extra caution lap there till the pack got organized, but we didn't get to it in time. So we'll be a little bit sharper on that next time around.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say there's always room to grow and improve and all those things. But I mean, obviously to come out of here defending your championship, you got some nice racing shoes that you got to kind of maybe debut tonight. I'd say you got gloves coming up for this season's. I'd say we're still working on the final details, but it sounds like gloves for either might be a raffle for based on those who attend the most races or things of that, maybe least incident points. I say there's a couple that are floating through, so haven't got the official decision, but maybe get some matching gloves to go with those 40 racewear shoes though after last season's championship.
I will give it to Jim. These shoes are so comfortable. So if anybody decides to get a pair, they should really look them up. They're absolutely awesome, breathable, the whole 9 yards. So I can't compliment Jim enough on those shoes at 4D Racewear.
Man, I'm a barefoot. I say I'm a barefoot racer, but you've made me tempted to look into these as well. But Gabe, before we let you go and debrief with your team, definitely want to give you the floor here for any thanks and shout outs for that podium that you got here tonight.
Well, huge shout out to all the guys that were running with tonight. There's a whole bunch of them in our room running with us, too many to mention. But of course, Area 51 for putting on this fabulous league every season, and you guys at Green White Checker TV up there in the booth, you and Matt do a fantastic job. And finally, I just want to extend my heartfelt condolences to the family of Robert Jordan. It's a devastating time for that poor family, and I hope they can rally around and find some sort of peace and comfort in some of the memories that they have of Robert. I know I've got very fond memories of him, just racing with him. I didn't know him in real life, but seemed like an awful nice man, and I'm sure I speak on behalf of all the members of Area 51. We're really going to miss him, and just lots of love to his family. Yeah,
I definitely echo those sentiments, and yeah, I can't. I think you worded it perfectly there as well. It's didn't know him as well, obviously, as others did, but the times I did get to spend with him, yeah, definitely a top-notch guy, and so yeah, definitely will be greatly missed with the league. So, Gabe, I say obviously we all have bigger things than going on than the racing time with everybody knowing and thinking about Robert and his family. But definitely appreciate you coming out tonight, put on a great show, and look forward to seeing you the rest of the season, sir.
Yeah, looking forward to it myself, guys. Have a good one.
All right, now we got to jump over to our runner-up, and it was definitely not for a lack of effort. Started on pole, runs in the second place tonight. And say he's usually a part-timer, but when he is here, you always have to keep an eye out for him, and that is Sebastian Marin. And man, you and Steve were monsters here tonight. Just unfortunate, a couple circumstances got Steve off the lap with that incident that didn't bring out a caution. But then also, of course, then just the drafting and kind of how crazy it got there at the end. But the long green flag run, lots of pit stops, and you guys all stayed together. I mean, take us through it. And I mean, what was the game plan? I mean, it was kind of obvious that you and Steve would probably try to stay together. You guys work extremely well together, even if you're kind of hanging out with the boot knockers too. But it was a great fight you guys had at the end, and 0.003 of a second there off the win, but still a great result and a great finish and great race tonight.
Yeah, it was a great race, like you said, fun. Yeah, the whole game plan was again to just work together, stay out front, like always. Track position is king. And yeah, there at the end, I was trying to let Steve cool down, so we can get hooked up like we did there on the last lap. And everything was going good. I think what hurt us a little bit was Patrick going third and side drafting Steve a little bit off of me, and it kind of took away the run that we had. And the bottom was a bit more organized by that point, so they just slowly started rolling up on us. So I think that's what cost us the win. But it was still a great race. It wasn't obviously nothing malicious or nothing bad, just so close. But I wish we could have gotten it. But at least Seth got a win. I've been racing with him for a long time, and I haven't seen him get a win in quite a while. So it's good for him to get back to victory lane. He deserves it. It's been a while for him. So good job to him. But yeah, overall, good race. Again, of course, we want to win and all that, but I can't be too upset with a second place, especially after being that close, and especially how clean the race was as well. So yeah, overall a good race. Came up short, but had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a great fight you guys put on there, and I was like, we were watching all the partners. We saw Dean and Brian. We saw the boot knockers with Gabe and Eric behind him, and then we were trying to see if maybe Seth and Patrick could get lined up. They weren't quite able to make that happen, but yeah, it was really good watching you guys all work together, and just the teamwork, and just you guys are really good at what you do, and it definitely showed tonight, man. So before we let you go, I'll say again, always appreciate when you're able to make these ones. I know you've got a lot on your plate as well, but definitely want to give you the floor though for any thanks and shouts there for your runner up tonight.
Yeah, shout out to Boot Knocker for letting us run with them. So shout out to Gabe, Eric, Steve, who else? Dude, and I think that's all of us. So shout out to them for letting us run. Shout out to you guys for putting on this broadcast, and shout out for Area 51 for letting us run here whenever we can. It's always it's almost always a guaranteed good race. So thank you to them. So yeah, that was a good night of racing.
Yeah, great job tonight, Sebastian. Look forward to hopefully seeing you more over the coming season, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a good night.
All right, now we got to chat with a driver who's going to have a very happy mom, and that is going to be the 32 here of Seth Gruber. So we'll pull him on up and have a chat with our race winner in that number 32, and say hopefully he'll get gifted some breakfast tomorrow after getting the win here tonight. And Seth, Matt and I were talking about, can you maybe you and Patrick get hooked up at some point, maybe try to make a move, but you're able to get to the front, got to the bottom, and had some great help there at the end. But I mean, there was a lot of moving being done and pushing and making the right moves at the right time. I mean, how tense was that for you there at the end, just trying to make the right move at the right time, and just honestly just at times keep that thing pointed straight?
Yeah, that was the hard part about it, keeping it straight. Gabe's a great freaking pusher, man. So it's all, he makes it easy to handle, and everybody up there was, they're all good. So you can just not worried about getting net coded or nothing. So, but yeah, freaking A, finally get a freaking win.
What's it like?
What's it like?
Ouch.
I'm just figuring it out, Matt.
But no, I mean it was a great race. I mean, and that's the thing is only 6 of you were able to stay in that lead pack after all the pit stops and everything. Like every kind of stop, you would lose maybe a couple here and there. Mistakes were made, but you and Patrick were able to stay there. And then you had Sebastian and Gabe and Dean and Brian. So it's like you had kind of the big hitters, if you will. So were there any points where like, I don't really want to race yet. I just want to try to see if we can kind of just wait until it gets kind of go time. Or I mean, what was your thought process on that?
Yeah, me and Patrick were kind of just hanging in the back, and of the league group, we knew that there was only 6 of us, so why race and maybe get involved in an accident or something. So just lay back and make it through pit stops, and that's usually my struggle, at least sometimes, is making it through the freaking green flag pit stops without getting a penalty, or but finally I can pulled it off, which is fantastic. Me and Patrick kind of got split up there a couple times. He pit early and but yeah, good stuff. Great race.
Yeah, it was a really exciting one, and obviously kick off the season opener, get in the win. It doesn't lock you in or anything, but it's always nice to, like I said, kind of get that one right off the bat. And I'm saying, and you know what's coming next, and there's a certain person that watches all these streams. So so definitely want to give you the floor here though for any thanks and shouts for that win here tonight, man.
Yep, definitely. My parents were watching, so that's cool. It's always good to have them watch and get the call afterwards saying good job. So that's nice, and definitely gotta thank you guys. You guys always do the best broadcasting, so that's great. And, yep, good stuff.
All right, we'll let you go get prepped for that phone call and and tell them they owe you some all day breakfast at McDonald's. And great job though tonight, Seth. I'll say it was great seeing you to be up there all night. Like I said, you and Patrick working together, and like I said, the luck kind of finally turned around for you guys. So yeah, great job tonight, man.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, bud.
Yep. Have a good one.
All right, so those are our top 3 finishers. However, we got just a couple more people to chat with. And again, this is going to go back onto our more serious subject, of course, of why the race was the way it was tonight. And that's where we're going to pull up Cody Nagels and Robert Morrison. They were both here tonight. They were hanging out as we saw Robert, really, really good looking truck there with that number 74. Kind of, again, in honor, in memory of Robert. And so I know you guys have a great event coming up a week from tonight, kind of before the Area 51 race on Sunday afternoon, to kind of try to raise some funds for the family to kind of just help them out wherever they need to. So I definitely first off, thank you guys for everything you've been doing to kind of lead this off. It's tough for all of us, and I know, Cody, we talked a little bit pre-race and just how you got to know Robert a lot better just recently, and kind of the same sentiment I think all of us share, just how nice and kind of a person he was, that luckily, let's say, some of us maybe weren't able to get that opportunity to know as well. So so I don't know if Robert or Cody, if you guys want to kind of lead off here.
Go ahead, Rob.
Sorry, I'm a little under the weather, but I've known Robert since I started iRacing. He was my teammate for a long while, and in the league that we were in, that we started as teammates, I actually wanted to quit iRacing altogether, and it was RJ that kept me pushing to get better at it, pushing to keep going, and if I enjoyed it, to keep moving forward with it. And even though my teams have fallen apart numerous times in leagues, it was always RJ there to be that teammate, even if I didn't have teammates, in both iRacing and just in life in general. It was something else. A great human being in general, as well as iRacing teammate. Just it's truly a loss. Hopefully by the end of the year, I'm gonna be running the 74 in a couple leagues. Hopefully by the end of the year, we can get him a W, get a victory lane for him, set him off with something something special, something he would have really really enjoyed. Just tremendous loss. There's just no other words for it. Just it really hit me hard with as much as he meant for me in my life, and especially iRacing. Just it there's just nothing else to say about it. It's truly a big loss.
I guess I can go now. I just wanted to make sure Rob had enough time to say what he was going to, and honestly, I don't really know if there's a whole lot more to say, but I'll add one thing to it. Is Robert taught me personally how to be a better person to honestly everybody, and how to I guess how to go about your life when you're not necessarily dealt the best hand, because I know he was struggling with his health for a good portion of his life, and he always remained positive on iRacing, and he was a fantastic teammate, and it didn't seem like it mattered what life dealt his way at that time. He always just wanted to get on iRacing and be a positive influence for everybody, and he was always willing to learn, and he wanted to learn. But at the same time, he met every obstacle in his life with just humor and class. And I think we can all take just a little piece of that moving forward. And like I said, Robert he taught me personally how to be a better person, and I hope we can all learn something from the positivity that he shed light on throughout his health issues while he was on iRacing.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate you guys hanging out to kind of be able to share some stuff about Robert Jordan. And like I said, I mentioned on the 21st, you guys are going to do a 74 lap benefit race at Talladega. I say $10 entry fee is the minimum donation. Of course, if you have more willing to donate, we'd love to have that. And that's all going to go to Robert's family again to help with anything and everything that they need over there. So it's going to be a hosted race. It'll be hosted by David Overstreet. I say if anybody's interested, I mean, again, feel free to reach out to myself, to Cody, to David, just whoever. Like I say, we're all here. We're all here to help Robert and his family. So I just wanted to make sure that we kind of got you guys in here as well. And again, really also appreciate everything you guys have done to kind of set stuff up and get things going, because I know that's a lot to do as well. It's never a fun thing, but it's also still a really nice thing you guys do for everybody. So I appreciate you guys. As I'm definitely obviously glad to have you guys here tonight. I know the race didn't quite go the way you wanted to for you guys. Cody, you made a really good recovery run, though, jump all the way back up to 8th there with Vicente. So great recovery for you. But again, let's say the bigger picture, of course, is we're all thinking about Robert and his family. But so thank you guys for hopping in here and still chatting with us. And like I said, anybody's interested, please feel free to reach out. We'd love to be able to help as best we can for the family. I don't know if you guys have anything else you wanted to add other than that.
Nothing to add, just other than practice. All times being Eastern, practice will start at 2, qualifying at 2:30, and the race will start at 2:35. So just kind of relaying the same message that you said. If you have any questions or anything, reach out to Gael, me, David Overstreet, or just anyone. If you're looking for information, I'm sure somebody in the community is going to have that for you.
Yep, exactly. But so Cody, Robert, appreciate you guys hopping on here, and again, love to have you guys here tonight. Hope to see you guys plenty over the course of the season, and I'll say we'll definitely have plenty of great races that we'll be able to kind of for Robert Jordan, kind of, like I said, just kind of keep his name in memory with the league. I say it's one of those ones it's bittersweet, but also it's really nice to see how the league comes together, and just all the leagues, I should say, come together to support one another. So I really want to thank you guys for everything you've done.
And you as well. I can't wait to see you guys next week.
All right, Matt. So unfortunately, a bit of kind of a bittersweet ending. But like I said, I mean, there's times where there's stuff that's bigger than all of us, and so in this case, like I said, for Robert Jordan's family, we're definitely thinking of you all, and it's obviously a tough time for you all, but we give you all of our best, our well wishes, our thoughts, our prayers, and like I said. But the nice thing is iRacing has an amazing community between this league and OP Racing League, and and all the other leagues that I know that Robert was involved with, they've all been kind of working together and talking, and that's how this is all kind of coming about. So it should be an amazing event next Sunday. So definitely, like I said, even if you can't make the race, if you can just send a donation to help out the family, that's all very, very greatly appreciated. It'll be going to Cody's PayPal, and Cody will then relay it over to the family. So like I said, any info you need, feel free to reach out to me. Through Discord, through email, through wherever you. I mean, I'm pretty accessible through the Area 51 or Facebook, Green White Checkered Facebook, anything like that. But Matt, that was a fun one tonight. I say only one caution, a couple close calls, and like I said, a few growing pains. I'd say that are gonna probably get taken care of pretty quick. But man, what a finish though! 0.003 of a second. Seth getting the win here tonight. Brother Patrick gets a top 5 as well. And I'll say we're right back into racing season 2024.
Believe it or not, that's a first-time winner. You know how Matt likes first-time winners.
Oh, we love first-time winners, and we love Seth anyway, even if he wasn't a first-time winner. So I'm just surprised by that one. So
it's a good feeling, you know, finally get that monkey off your back. And for me, but everybody learns. You know, he learned from his mistakes. He made a lot. Last season, he made a lot of pit road mistakes. This race here, he made 0 mistakes. And I keep praising this every time in Super Speedway. Races are won and lost on pit road. 100%.
Yep, you are exactly spot on there, and I say it's a great start for him. And again, it's a 12 race season. We run the 8 regular season races, and then we will reset it for a 4 race playoff. Take the top 16, and it'll be the best driver out of those final 4 races to get into the championship. There's no winning you're in, anything like that. It's just it's just nice to have, and kind of a little bit of bragging rights and all that. So, but Matt, as always, appreciate you being up here with me. Everybody that was chatting here on YouTube, love you guys. Really love the support, and I said, by all means, if you ever want to chat along in the race, please do so. I say it's also an easy way to get a little extra attention on your favorite driver. And yeah, we'll be back for the first time in a long time. We'll be back in just 2 more nights here. Tuesday night, season opener for the IR18 IndyCars at Pocono Raceway. I'll be calling the shots over there as well, potentially with Andrew Wood, seeing if he's going to be able to join. He'll be with me here and there on the Tuesday nights. And then Thursday nights, we'll be back with the Xfinity once more here at Daytona. Boomer Logan will be calling the shots on Thursday nights. So thank you all so much for joining, for supporting us. Hope you all had a wonderful new and safe New Year and holiday break. And we'll see you in just 2 days' time. So until then, have a good night.
Special shout out to my parents who got COVID. Dark times comes for, you know, they're struggling with it. So get better, Mom and Dad.
Yeah, love to the Wagner household as well. So get better, rest up, and we'll talk all soon. So take care, everybody.